as I said, Stuart Hodge, freelance journalist, and Darren Eadie, Norwich City legend, with us. Just a knowing glance there, Darren. I just want to speak to you about the new structure. We obviously know Norwich want a sporting director. They want a head coach now too, rather than just a traditional manager. What did you make of all that?
No surprises really. I think after what was said during the week, I think we all kind of pretty much guessed the way they were going to go, the route they were going to go down, because otherwise they would have tried to appoint a manager as quickly as possible. Head coach says to me that someone has got to work under that sporting director. The sporting director will be brought in first to then bring in the manager that he wants probably to work underneath him. And managers will become a commodity as much as players are now. They'll hopefully work a little bit like Southampton do. They will have them in, move them on, maybe if they move on, have somebody else as a replacement in to come in straight away, and it'll be the person, that sporting director, who's making the decisions on recruitment, and the head coach works with the players and stuff he's given. So whether it'll work or not, I don't know. And my concern is as well that that's a structure that Southampton, who traditionally have done that over recent years. It's taken them probably 5-10 years to get that all in place, running from academy right through to the very top. So it's going to take a bit of time, and I think that's their concern.
And it's interesting with a new head coach, people will think that opens the role up to the likes of Ryan Giggs, people who maybe haven't got that much experience because they'll have a father figure as such above them as sporting director. But the sporting director candidates I'm seeing are like 34, 36 years old. It's not really going to work like that, is it, Stu?
Well, if you look at the Bundesliga, where this model's been adopted quite extensively by clubs, then, and across Europe, to be honest, it's more well known than it is in this country.
It's not very Norfolk.
It's not very Norfolk.
It's not very Norfolk.
It's not very Norwich.
But in terms of sort of looking how it works abroad, quite a lot of the people you see in this role are quite young. So I don't think age is a factor. I don't think experience or anything like that. That's not what we need to look at here. I think what we need to do is we need to be a bit patient with it, as Darren says, because something like this, it's going to take time to get it working. It's out with the old and in with the new.
Fascinating situation then, because of course we're going to take our time over that. Meanwhile, Norwich City have won. They've beaten Barnsley 2-0 this afternoon, and all of a sudden everyone else is losing and they're within 5 points of the playoff places. The dream's still alive, Darren.
It really is. And you wrote them off.
It?
You wrote them off ages ago, Mike, and I did say to you, players and teams will drop points. And I think we took our eye off the ball a little bit. I think perhaps if Alex Neil may have gone a little bit earlier, then all of a sudden that gap could have been closed a little bit more. And I just got this horrible feeling that Norwich is going to miss out on the playoffs by about a point. And it's going to be that kind of feeling. And they've still got a good enough squad to get into the playoffs. Whether they can get in the playoffs and win and go into the Premier League, I don't know. But again, if that happens, what happens with this whole sporting director role? Do we then say, right, we'll sack that now because we've just got back in the Premier League with Alan Irvine and we're going to make him as manager and we'll carry on like nothing's happened?
He can be head coach.
Yes, well, I'm sure he would fancy it if someone offered it to him. He's not going to apply himself. I mean, the thing is, Norwich have beaten an average Barnsley side today, I thought, and they were so profligate with their chances, Stuart. I mean, it could have been like 5-5, but like the under-23s the other night.
I mean, you say they're average, but Barnsley have been, in terms of the resources they've got, competing well above that in terms of their performance this season. But when I look at that period at the start of the second half, teams have scored 3 goals here this season and put Norwich under less consistent pressure than Barnsley managed. So yeah, I think a really strong result for Norwich today, the clean sheet especially, quite big.
They played better than that and not had a clean sheet, definitely.